Posted by you/independent olive 776. Okay, so I just got my first job about a month ago, and last week I received my first ever paycheck, which was really exciting. One of the main reasons I got a job was so I could cover some of my own non-essential expenses, like clothes, hobby supplies, room decor, and some food, since my mother, 52F, is a stay-at-home mom and always has been, and I didn't want to be a burden on my father, 56M. Before I even got my first paycheck, I had budgeted exactly how much I wanted to spend and what I wanted to spend it on, since I didn't want to blow it all. My plan was to save at least half and spend what I didn't save. I'll admit, I did spoil myself a bit. I got some new clothes, a new sewing machine, and I'm going to get my nails done. All of this was only about $180 out of $500, but I also gave a portion to the church, as per my mother's request, and I plan to put the rest into savings and not touch it. My mother is terrible with money. Like, blow through $800 in one day type of terrible. She's also always asking someone in my family for money, like my dad or my siblings, 22M and 21F, and usually, they give it to her. But my sister's rent has gone up, and her work hours have been cut, so she doesn't have money to give out like she used to, and my brother isn't working because he's only home for the summer. My father also has some new expenses to pay, so basically, nobody has handouts for her anymore. So, she decided to come to me. Since I first received my paycheck, she's been acting kind of weird. Like, when I got it, she wouldn't leave me alone until I told her how much it was, even though I wasn't comfortable sharing that information with anyone. Then she started talking about how, in her culture, the entirety of a child's first paycheck is given to the parents as an offering and a way to show thanks for raising them. I'm a first-generation American, and I told her that it's a good thing I wasn't born where she was, so I don't have to do that, and I thought she would stop. But then she brought up how it's been so very long since she got a pedicure, but I swear she got one 3 weeks ago. I said okay, and then she asked me if I would pay for it. I gave her $30, which is how much our regular nail salon charges for pedicures, and she got upset and said it wasn't enough. I told her that I didn't have any more to spare, and she said I was being greedy. Okay, whatever. Then, we went grocery shopping, which she paid for, as usual, with my brother's EBT card. I got a few snacks and ingredients, and my food came up to about $27, which isn't bad since I share my snacks with my siblings and cook for them too. But then, my mother started complaining, saying, if you're going to eat all that, then you're going to have to start paying for it too. It's rude to try and bankrupt your brother. I was upset that she was making comments on my eating habits, because she's always making comments about my body, and also frustrated that she was trying to milk more money out of me. So, I just told her to put all my snacks and stuff down and that I didn't really need them anyway. She got even more upset and said I was making a scene and being spoiled, but I just ignored her. The thing is, though, it's not just her, my father is acting like this too. First, I took a shower, and I do admit I take kind of long showers, usually around 30 minutes, but this was never a problem until now. He literally stormed into the bathroom, like he actually slammed the door open. It was super uncomfortable for me, and told me that if I was going to be wasting his water, I would have to start pitching in for the water bill. And he was serious. So now I don't shower when he's home to avoid conflicts like this. Then, he told me to give him $50 to send to his family back home. I asked if he would pay me back, and he said he shouldn't have to since he's never asked me to pay him back for raising me. Basically, I don't know, maybe I'm actually just being too stingy? They're not wrong that they never asked me to pay them back for raising me, so maybe I do owe it to them? But also, I really don't make that much, and I think I should be allowed to spend my money how I want to. I'm literally going into my senior year, which is already so expensive, and I don't want to spend all my money in case of an emergency. I just really want to save, and they're not letting me do that, but I don't know if they're being entitled or if I am. Sorry if this is too long. Edit. Oh my gosh, I don't know how I forgot this, since it was actually really upsetting and the whole reason I made this post. A few days ago, I fell asleep on the couch with my phone unlocked, I guess, and right after I dozed off, I felt someone grab my phone, which was next to my head. So I woke up, looked at my mom all confused, and asked her to give it back, which she did. But she forgot, or didn't know how, to close recently used apps, so when I opened the phone, I saw that she had opened the Zelle app. I don't want to accuse her of anything, but I feel like if I had woken up any later, she probably would have sent herself money or something. I don't know, but that was really weird. Update 1 week later. It's been a while. I kind of stopped replying to comments and stuff because they were getting a bit overwhelming, but thanks to everyone who took the time to respond. So, since my last paycheck, nothing has gotten better at all, lol. I ended up giving a total of about $200 to my parents for whatever they wanted, but they still wanted more. First, I had to pay for my own senior pictures, which was fine, but kind of surprising because none of my siblings ever had to do that. Then they started asking me for gas money. Like, I had to go to the library, which is probably a 2-minute drive from my house, and I would have walked, but I'm literally not allowed to, lol. My mother was yelling at me, saying that if I was going to use her car, then I would have to put gas in it, which would be reasonable, except they don't make anyone else do that. My 22-year-old brother actually drives their car, and my mother gives him money out of my father's paycheck to put gas in it, but he's her favorite, so I guess it makes sense. Also, my father kept calling me stingy, like, every day. I would just be sitting, eating dinner, and he would come up to me and say, "My daughter, good at so many things, but so stingy." It started getting to me, so I would try to explain that I didn't have any more money until I got paid again. Then I got paid yesterday. It was about $500 again, and I was trying to hide it. I transferred the money from my bank account to my Cash App so that my father wouldn't see that I had any money, and if they asked, I could play dumb. But today, when I got home, my parents started interrogating me. They were asking me if I got paid or if I knew how much I was going to get paid. I was lying and saying no, but then my father literally pulled out a paper copy of my pay stub, lol. My job still mails those out, and my parents open all my mail, so unless I'm constantly intercepting the mail, they might always know how much I'm getting paid. Then my mother was mad at me because, with my last paycheck, I paid for her pedicure, and now she wants a manicure and her hair done. I tried to tell her I didn't have money, but she refused to believe that and said that if I couldn't give her money, then I couldn't eat the food she worked so hard to cook. So, I just gave her $80 for her nails because I'm tired of arguing. This is kind of a sidetrack, but it's somewhat important. My parents are arguing right now. My father is spending significantly more money out of all of his paychecks because of something that my stay-at-home mother committed them to financially. But the thing is, she still expects to be able to keep up with all of her self-maintenance, like clothes, nails, hair, etc. Long story short, she said that she didn't need his money anyway, and so when I sent her the money for her nails, she was bragging to him about how I gave her money and not him. So then my father was upset because he thinks I only sent her money because we're both women. He said it in a harsher way. He has misogynistic tendencies because of the culture he was raised in. So, I ended up just giving him $80 to even it out, and I gave them both an extra $30 for gas money so they would stay off my case. It should be over, right? No, it's not. Because I got in trouble for lying about getting paid. They think I'm lying because I plan on blowing it all on myself, which isn't true. I was going to save this check to make up for what I spent from the last one. But now they think I'm selfish, stingy, and financially irresponsible, so they're going to start limiting my spending of my own money. And the school year and my birthday are around the corner, and I'm pretty sure they're not going to let me go out to dinner for my birthday like I planned. But that's not a money thing, I'm just not really allowed to go out. There's so much more I could say about my parents, but that could probably be 15 different posts, and I don't know if they'd even be appropriate for this sub, lol. But thanks for reading if you did. I'm sorry if this doesn't make a lot of sense, I'm just really tired. I'm so over this whole thing. I wish I had somewhere else to vent, but I literally don't. Thanks for listening, everyone.